Next week's elections in Uganda will take place in an environment marked by widespread repression and intimidation against the political opposition, human rights defenders, journalists, and those with dissenting voices. High Commissioner Volker Turk calls on the Ugandan authorities to uphold the rights of all Ugandans to take part in the public affairs of the country, fully and safely. All those responsible for election-related human rights violations, including unresolved violations from the 2021 elections, must be held to account through fair proceedings following effective, thorough, and impartial investigation.
If you had the opportunity to advise President Museveni, what will your advice be?
The first Museveni government picked Uganda out of a ditch and Uganda started to flourish. But when our president loved power more than the vision that he had come with, then things went astray. He can never lose. He's going to win and go back. But the advice I would want to give him, even after elections, we could enter into a dialogue, in which case, where even people who are in opposition, where they could come together and constitute a government of national unity. Because you cannot think that the only people who have wisdom, the only people who have intellect, the only people who love Uganda are the only ones who support NRM. You can't think like that.
Now to General Museveni. I know you don't like listening to young people or even listening to anybody at all, but at least listen to your friend and Bush war comrade, General Kainda Otafire. I want you to remember that Uganda was here before you, and Uganda will be here long after you are gone. You don't have to burn it down on your way out. The best guarantee for your legacy, for your security, and for what you and your people have earned in the last 40 years is to allow a peaceful, orderly, and democratic.
I really wonder sometimes when I see Bobby Wine campaigning. He knows very well that he can not defeat me, but he keeps running up and down every time thinking Ugandans will vote for him. Ugandans loves me more than mangoes, and nobody can defeat me in any elections.
All right, welcome back, family. There is a lot of pressure in the streets of Uganda because now today, this is the last day of a campaign, and the streets are under pressure. People are there to decide what side to go, which side to go, because Bobby Wine is trying to give out the much pressure, and Museveni, the president, is also trying to give out his best. And we know that Museveni, we have seen during this campaigning time, this man has not relaxed because he's a president. He has not just sit down and relaxed, maybe hoping that or believing that he's going to win election. But we have seen him going on the street each and every day to campaign, pulling a large crowd of people who still believe in him. Because let me tell you today, because Bobby Wine is trying to gather a large crowd. Because at this time he's winning much supporters from the youths, because most of the youths are believing in Bobby Wine. But the other generation are believing in Yoweri Museveni, because at this time we cannot deceive ourselves that this man lost the numbers in the country of Uganda, because most of the people today are still believing in Museveni. That's why today you see everywhere he go to campaign, he's pulling a large crowd of people. But today something different is happening, whereby now the foreign bodies are coming out to issue warnings to the country of Uganda, not to Bobby Wine or Museveni, but they are issuing the warning to this country to hold a peaceful election. Why are they coming at this time when we feel like it's early? Because they know, and we all know, that in Africa, always, there is a lot that happened during this period of election. There is a lot that happens in this period of election. So it is good for the people to be prepared to handle anything that is coming out. Because as we know, that this man has survived many pressures and a lot of pressure in this country. Many people still love Museveni because he fought for this country. he settled this country and he brought peace in this country. So some people always say that it's better to have someone who they understand, even if he's doing some things which is not good for the people. But sometimes they look inside and they feel like this man played a huge part in settling this country from the coups, from the violences, from chaos and crisis. And now they feel like it's better to have this old man who is trying to protect the country from foreign influence, from exploitation and everything.
So the NRM supporters, I now have given you what to tell those who ask you, why are you supporting NRM? Number one, peace.
Na sodit I push.
Number two, development.
Na yare kini apor kulang-kulana.
Number three, wealth.
Na uni kini abar obgaika.
Number four, jobs.
To vote in yellow pass, even if you don't have an ID, provided you have the nini number. Waule yakano kwa bado okuti kinge basi. Let's vote in 7.
NRM oye. Parisa oye. Buked oye. Uganda oye.
But now the other generation from the youth side, they are believing like we need a change. We need someone who is similar to us, who can listen to us, who can work towards our agendas.
I am telling the country right now that Uganda will not be ruled by a bunch of excited people. We want leadership, and the leadership is what President...
So today, the media, the foreign medias and the foreign bodies are coming in like UN to issue warning, because if they do not do this, as always, we're going to experience much happening in this country of Uganda, and what we need to see happening. So the same happened maybe like in the country of Tanzania after they issued their statements after the election, but it was not helpful, because at that time we are already it already has happened a lot of atrocities. Many people are already unalived. The country was already destroyed. So today we are just coming out as the people from outside the country of Uganda to try to remind these people that you don't have to choose a leader because he's telling you to do this and this. You don't have to choose Museveni because he fought for this country and maybe brought peace in this country. You don't have to vote for Bobby Wine because he's trying to tell you that he's going to change election and constitution. But you have to make the choice of your own. You have to make the decision by your own. Because at this time, we are just coming in to discuss these issues. But the people who live in that country, you know yourself, you know who is best for you, you know what everyone, the capability of what he can do in that country. So the change is at your hand. That's why it is always said that we as Africans, we have been given opportunity and chance to make a decision politically through the ballot every duration of 4 years and 5 years. So this is the only time that we can make a change. Kizza Besigye once said that the country of Uganda has a lot of problems, and these problems can never be solved through the ballot, because the ballot has never brought a change in this country, not only in Uganda but across Africa. Across Africa, the ballot has never been a solution or a conclusion to the problem of the country. Kuja kwanza. Because we know every time Africans go for election, there is no solution or a problem of the country has been ever solved by the ballot. Because during this time, this is where the people lose life. This is where the country get distract. So instead of the people making the choice through the ballot, elections are being stolen. People are being installed themselves to the power. The foreign influence are installing their own puppets. Through this same ballot, they introduce to Africa And under this democracy, they introduced to us, telling us that this is the way we can get the freedom, the justice, and the leader of our own choice. But we have never seen this happening. So I don't know, because basically said that the country of Uganda can only get the best leadership through revolution. And this will happen if the people will wake up and make a decision. Because a vote, people cannot make a decision through a ballot, because ballot is just a paper that has been printed and is being controlled by other people, and find the leader who can run the country, but not the people making a choice of leader through that paper, which is ballot. So at this time, I think sometimes what basically said is true, but sometimes it's just a decision of everyone. Because when most of the people don't get the leader they want, because I know today, most of the people today are just sitting down, and that day of election, they will just sit down and say that we know that election will be stolen, so there is no need of going to vote. So they relaxed, they sit back at home and watch as things are happening. So you cannot just get the change when you are not going to participate. It's better you try to participate and try to make the change that you personally you need, than just waiting or skipping and just sitting back, feeling like already you are not able to get the solution or the best leader that you need. So all we can say is that everyone has to wake up in the morning, go make your decision, go elect your leader. Go elect your leader that you personally believe that is going to bring a change that you need. Because we don't know the change that you need, because most of the people are saying that they are okay, and some are saying that they are not okay. So it is upon you, because all these foreign bodies that are coming in today, and we need to see African Union coming in also, and make sure that the election of this country is going to be transparency and free and fair, so that the people can be able to make the choice through a ballot under the democracy that is still guiding the African continent and African countries. So we're here just to watch, because I told you earlier, Bobby Wine has a pressure, has a crowd, has numbers, but Museveni has numbers, and most of the people today are still believing in him. I know that there is still today like 30% of Museveni who are still the hard supporter. So everyone has the number here. So it's upon the people to go and make the decision that they know it will never cost them. Because what you are going to do on the 15th of January will determine the future of you in the next 5 years. So if you don't choose well, you will suffer for that period of 5 years. And the life is very cruel and very hard. Be blessed and make the right choice. You know who you want and who is best for you. Let me have the views of the Ugandan people. Tell us, what are you going to do and what is best for you? You are the one who know that. And be blessed.